Charlie Sierra, just checking that the frequency is not in use, 145.425. Plan to use the frequency for 145 Alive net. Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, second call. Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, I will give a final check. Is the frequency 145.425 in use? Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, I plan to use the frequency from 12 noon till 1500 hours. Mike 7 Charlie Sierra, checking if the frequency is in use in 5 minutes time. I plan to use the frequency for a scheduled 145 Alive event. If you could stand by if you are listening there, and I will call in and start taking check-ins. Of course, just checking that the frequency is still free. I will be using the frequency from 12 noon till 1500 hours. Just to give an announcement there, so that people do hear on the side that the frequency will be in use. Mike 7 Charlie Sierra, monitoring until I commence the net at 12 p.m. Mike 7 Charlie Sierra giving a last check. Is the frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? Mike 7 Charlie Sierra calling CQ 145 Alive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and call for some check-ins. So if you'd like to join in with the net, this is Chris from IO81 Whiskey Uniform, Shirlington in Cheltenham.
Mike 7 Tango Papa Echo.
Papa Tango Echo. Yep, I did get you there. Luckily, I've got the squelch down and everything. Yeah, I'm receiving you. I'm receiving you about 5 and 2 here. So that's all okay there. Yeah, wonder what you're receiving me at. And yeah, I'll just get your personal. Mine is Chris. And the QTH again.
Yeah, roger there, Chris. Yeah, it's Mike 7 Tango Papa Echo. Tango Papa Echo. The Polo Express, that'll be easy. And Chris, my surname, my name is also Chris. So yeah, you gave me a 5 and 2. You're a 5 and 6, a 5 and 6. And I'm in India Oscar 8-1 Papa Victor. 8-1 Papa Victor. And I didn't do your call, but I just heard the end of your the quick call. So if you can just come back with that, that'll be brilliant. Thanks very much. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, of course, good to hear you there, Chris. And of course, yeah, 5 and 2, and I'm receiving me with a 5 and 6 there. Yeah, that's all good there. Also with the same Christian name. You asked me to come back with something, but of course, yeah, I didn't quite hear it in the static. So if you could repeat it.
Yeah, roger there, Chris. Well, I just needed your call sign and just confirm you've got mine as Mike 7 Tango Papa Echo. And just confirm your call sign to me. And is this to do with the 145 Alive? Just to let me know. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. So, of course, yeah, the call sign is correct. Mike 7 Tango Papa Echo. Mine is Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Your personal is Chris there. Of course, yeah, got all the details there, and yeah, affirmative to 145 Alive event there. I'm actually streaming under my call sign on YouTube. So if you type my call sign into YouTube, you will actually be able to hear the net audio in as I hear it. Yeah, there's a few people watching there as well. Of course, yeah, hopefully it will entice a few people into the net there. So what I'm going to try and do is, obviously I've put you in first there. If you want to hang around, hopefully you can be number 1 into the net and we can put it round to a few people. The spirit of keeping it alive, we need people there. So I'll put it just back over to you there, Chris, and then I will call for another check-in. Over to you there, Chris. M7 Tango Papa Echo from Mike 7 Charlie Sierra.
Mike 7 Charlie Sierra, Mike 7 Tango Papa Echo. Yeah, happy to sit around a little bit, and I just assume you're probably up on Clee Hill. But yeah, I'll just hang around and see if we can get more contact. So hopefully some more will follow. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Well, that's all good, and of course, yeah, not up on Clee Hill. It'd be a little bit windy up there, but of course, yeah, I'm guessing it will be a bit windy there. But yeah, I'm in the warm confines of the home QTH and just using an X50 antenna there and a Yaesu FTM 200 at 25 watts. So if anybody else would like to come into the 145 Alive event, go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
2E0JLF, name is Graham, location is IO81. Over, Chris.
Yep, okay, I081. I believe the personal might be Jeff, so I will confirm that before I put it up on my screen. And 2E0JLF.
2E0JLF to M7CCS. The name is Graham, and it's IO81UT, which is Hardwick in Gloucester. Over.
Yep, thanks very much there, Graham. Hardwick, yep, near Quedgley. Of course, yeah, I know that my antenna is going across Gloucester then. I'm in Sherdington, in Cheltenham. Nice to get you there, Graham. What I'm trying to do is try and get a few people, and then, log them, and, of course, by logging them and basically run a little bit of a net. I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous. But of course, yeah, I suppose it's because of the stations that I might not be able to hear. But also, yeah, I am normally a net controller on a Saturday night as well, but on the digital side for the Wales Ragtune net. Back over to you there, Graham, briefly, and then I'll try and call for the next check-in. So just to confirm that, it is Graham. I've got you a 5 and 9. Guessing I don't know what I am with you. Over to you there, Graham.
Hi Chris, yeah, you're a 5 and 9. Like you, I've got an FTM Yaesu and also an X50 antenna about 5 metres off the deck. Good luck with the rest of the activations. The anticipation is probably why you're nervous. Over to you then, Chris, the 7-3.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, yep. Not a problem there, and yeah, it is the anticipation, of course. As you start going, it's all good there. I've got you logged in the net. I will give you a 7-3 there, Graham. Excuse any dyslexia if you're watching the live stream. Of course, yeah, typing it on the hog with a completely different logger to what I would normally use. Of course, I just wanted to make sure that I put something out there. Of course, I've got to log in the ADIF format. Of course, I thought it'd be just easier to try and log on to there straight away and keep it. And of course, it saves it at every contact. What I'm going to do, I'm going to see if there's anybody else on the side for 145 Alive, QRZ.
M7CCS break.
Okay, I think that was M7QPE. M7QPE. I heard there. And of course, if you can confirm that, it was a little bit in the noise with me.
Yeah, M7CCS, Mike 7 Tango Papa Echo. I was on a moment ago, just to let Graham know if he's still listening, to Echo 0 JLS. I was copying Graham to Echo 0 JLS with a 5 and 9, and I'm just 10 miles south of Hereford. So just to let Graham know he's copying to. So beg your pardon for breaking in there, Chris. Back to you.
Yeah, not a problem there. It's not a problem. And of course, I heard a completely different call sign at that time, but that just shows how conditions can change. So I'm currently looking at a Ring doorbell live stream, and it looks out into the road, and the road is all puddling up, and the tree across the road is waving like a good one. So I reckon the antenna probably is as well. Is there anybody on the side for 145 Alive, QRZ? Okay, nothing heard there. Nothing heard. I will give a proper CQ as well, because people may be listening in their scanners. We will call for CQ 145 Alive, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra in Sherdington. Any stations like to join in with the 145 Alive net?
Golf 1, Papa, Hotel November.
Golf 1, Papa, Hotel November. Higher there. You're a 5 and 9 signal with me there. Back over to you there. We get a personal and a location.
G1PHN returning. Personal is Mick, as in short for Michael, and the location is the Tittistone Clee Hill, South Shropshire. Back to you.
Yeah, thanks very much. With the Clee Hill and Mick, you're definitely a 5 and 9 signal with me there. And of course, yeah, I'm using 25 watts, an X50 antenna, and I'm at the home QTH. I did plan to get up to a hill, but then it was, it was going to be a little bit too windy. Would have you had to use the car? The XYL isn't feeding all that well. So of course, it's better to actually be at home in the warm. Might not get as many stations, but it is still taking part, isn't it? Back over to you there, Mick.
G1PHN returning. If I could have your operator name on the next over, and the name of the place you are, I haven't got a clue where that is. I don't know if there's anything major close to hand, and I can vouch for the fact it is not a day to be on the hill. I'm in a 21-foot motorhome, which is rocking enough to make me seasick, but I'm not going out there to take my aerials down because I would drown. Back to you.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. I don't envy you there, and of course, wouldn't. But of course, the operator name here is Chris, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. I'm in a village called Sherdington, so of course, you got Sherdington Road, Badgeworth, Churchdown surrounds us, and of course Cheltenham. We're based in Cheltenham. But of course GCHQ is it's less than 5 miles away from me. Back over to you there.
Okay, must admit, didn't recognise any of the names, but I do know Cheltenham's been down that way. Okay then, Chris, I'm just having a quick wander through, see how many stations have been brave enough to come out. So we wish you best of luck with the activation on this frequency. Back to you.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, not a problem there, Mick. And of course, it's all about the taking part there. And I'm already up to more than I would normally talk to. It's always plucking up the courage to call out the CQ. And of course, I am like a bit of a kid in a sweetie shop. I did move QTH about 2 years ago. Of course, I was based in Wales when I got licensed, so I was like a kid in a sweetie shop because the signals were they all seemed to be stopped by the mountains around me. But all good there. QRZ, is there anybody on the side for the 145 Alive net? Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
3 November Kilo Sierra, Derek and Cheltenham.
Okay, I didn't quite get the call sign. I know it was Derek in Cheltenham, and it won't let me fill out any of the other details till I put the call sign in. So, I just slightly missed the call sign, so if you could go ahead with the call sign again there, Derek.
M7CCS from G3 November Kilo Sierra. We did work a few days ago, Chris. Name is Derek and QTH is Cheltenham. And I see you're not on the frequency you said you were going to be, but perhaps there's good reason for that, or perhaps I noted down the wrong frequency. M7CCS G3 November Kilo Sierra.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, of course, it's one of them unfortunate things there. I did tell you the wrong frequency. I was on the wrong frequency. I put my advertisement out. I was putting 525. Something was going wrong in my head there, Derek. But of course, got you not a problem. And of course, worked you the other day, not a problem. So I did tag Kara's in a couple of things there. And of course, there is a live stream going out on YouTube at the moment there, so people can actually see the event, and I've got the audio going out of the radios, and my audio is being picked up as I go out, so it's all good. Back over to you there, Derek.
From G3 November Kilo Sierra. Okay, and hello to anybody else who may be listening. Yeah, I'm running about 40 watts to a vertical dipole up at about 20 feet. And the rig is an Alinco something or other, DR, can't read it, the DR605 I think. As I said before, I mainly operate on HFCW, and I've been doing that this weekend as a French contest on, and I like working the French stations and finding out where they are. Won't hold it, as I'm sure of other people wishing to call you. Chris, and many thanks for putting the station on today. M7CCS G3 November Kilo Sierra.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, not a problem there, and thanks for calling in with the support there. Hopefully, yeah, we may get a few more from Cara's come in, and of course, once people have finished their dinner, they might actually come on frequency as well. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to call and see if anybody else would like to join the net for 145 Alive. Go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
Golf 4, Charlie, India Bravo. Name is Brian, located at Course Lawn on the Worcestershire-Gloucestershire border. We spoke a few days ago, Chris. Back to you, M7CCS. Golf 4, Charlie, India Bravo.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Excuse the gaps and my typing, but yeah, I'm not used to this login software, and when I actually do it there, Brian, of course, I've got to get the call sign in, and it kind of does like a reference somehow to find the location as well. But I've got to put a QTH in, and that it'll find a lookup reference on that as well. I have to kind of like type it in, confirm it, and then when I press my enter key, it appears in the log upon the live stream. So it's all good there, Brian, and of course, it's all good there that we worked before, and of course that my signal is getting out to where it normally does. Of course, I've done Hereford, and it is a little bit scratchy with me, Chris in Hereford, but of course, I've never worked anyone in Hereford before yet. So it's the first person I've worked in Hereford. I'll put it back over to you there, Brian, in Worcestershire, G4 CIB.
That's okay, Chris, M7CCS from G4 CIB, and if Derek's listening, G3 NKS, very happy New Year to you. Long time no work, but trust you well. Yes, okay, Chris. Well, I'm running 50 watts from an old IC7000 loft antenna, Diamond X50 in the loft, and you're fully quieting. Good signal. I'm supposed to be shack tidying, but I know you. But I know you mentioned this event the other day, and I thought, well, I better tune in and at least put a call in. But the main task is a shack and office tidy up today. It was a perfect day yesterday for garden tidying up, but today's an indoor tidying up day. But there we are. Thanks for putting the station on, Chris, and very pleased to meet up with you again. Back to you. I'll sign next time. M7CCS G4CIB.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, it's good to work you again there, Brian. And of course, it's I put it out there that I was doing it. It was a little bit touchy-goey whether I was going to or not. Nerves were getting the better of me, and it was so easy to just say, power cut or antenna down. But of course, I decided to go ahead with it. Of course, I worked on the live stream, so of course in the live stream you've got the screen of the radio. Pretty much it shows people's signal in a way, because I've got the waterfall on there, and of course we got the frequency that we're on is on the live stream, and of course the people that are in the log are getting a recognition there up in the live stream as well. So that's under my call sign as well. So I'll put it back over to you to sign there. Back over to you there, Brian, G4CIB.
Yes, M7CCS from G4CIB. Yes, okay, Chris. Well, very many thanks indeed for the QSO, and I hope the rest of the day goes well. I will be listening from a distance, so there we are. Take care. All the very best. M7CCS, G4CIB signing. 7-3.
Yep, 7-3 there, Brian, and thank you very much. QRZ, are there any other stations for 145 Alive? Please go ahead with your call sign, name and location. Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, called in for the 145 Alive event. Is there anybody on the side who would like to be a part of the 145 Alive net? Go ahead with your call sign, name and location. Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, calling on 145.425 for the 145 Alive event. Are there any stations on the side that would like to join the net? Go ahead with your call sign, name and location. Okay, so far there are no takers there. So what I'll do is I'll try and pass it back round a couple of stations. So I know that M7CPE was there on the side, Chris. Of course, yep, we'll hopefully pass it back to him for a couple of overs, and we'll try and keep a little bit of conversation going. If you don't want to stay around and do that, then I can take a comfort break. I can put a little message up on the live stream that I'm going to take a comfort break, and then I can come back and give a few more calls. I'll try and put it over to Chris in Hereford, M7TPE.
M7CCS, M7TPE, yes, then Chris, a few other people have come on since I did, and I think I just heard you thinking you might need a comfort break. So were you looking for someone just to tie things over for a little bit? I was just earwigging on another frequency actually, because there's a few others doing the 145 Alive, but I can certainly help a little bit if that's what you wanted. Depends if anyone else can hear me. I'm on India Oscar 81 Papa Victor, with just a little hamlet called Three Ashes, about 10 miles south of Hereford. So I'll just put it back to you, Chris, and see if that's what you wanted me to try and do for you. M7CCS, M7TPE.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, yep, you're welcome to try and call in 145 Alive, try and get some stations on the frequency while I take a comfort break. Of course, I've got the live stream going, so any of those stations that are heard by my station, then they will go out on the live stream. And then when I come back from my quick comfort break, then of course, you should be able to reel off some call signs to me, and of course, I can put them in the log. So they are stations that I may not be hearing, but it is handy for somebody who can pass the messages as well. So it helps to get a few in the log. So I'll put it back over to you there, Chris, M7TPE. if you want to take control for 145.425 alive.
M7CCS, M7TP, well, it all depends what the payment is. I think we're all volunteers, aren't we? Yeah, don't leave me too long, and bear with me, anybody. I will certainly help. If I do have to drop the mic, it's because we have quite a few dogs, and if anyone tries to do any deliveries today, even in the rain, the dogs will certainly let me know. Right, the last person I heard on was a Golf 4 Charlie India Bravo, which is Brian. So Brian, we don't know whether you're still on. You want to come on if you are. If not, then if anyone else wishes to call in for 145 alive, so I'll pass it over to you, Brian, if you're there. If not, anyone else who wants to freely come in, please do. This is M7TPE listening. Right, nothing heard, so this is the 145 station, just taking over from Mike 7 Charlie Sierra, just for a moment while I have a comfort break. Well, that really means a cup of coffee and a cake, doesn't it? This is M7TPE operating the 145 alive event. If there's any operators wish to come in, please do so now.
M7TPE, this is 2E0JLF, it's Graham. I believe I had a signal reading with you of 5 and 9. Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, 2E0JLF, M7TPE, yeah, hello, hi Graham. Yeah, you're back, you were the, I think you were second one on, weren't you? Yeah, it was a 5 and 9. And I had you down near Hardwick or something in Gloucester, IO81 Uniform Tango. I'm operating from India Oscar 81 Papa Victor, and yeah, so glad to have you still on. Have you been listening around to anybody else at all? Back to you, Graham.
2E0JLF. Yeah, I made contact with the 145-250 on Clee Hill. They recorded me as a sort of good 5 and 7.5 and something like that. So obviously its propagation is quite good. I've been listening around. There's the 145-325 as well. I don't know if that's what you've been also been monitoring. Over to you, Chris.
JLF M7TP. There was one on 400, 145-400, operating from a hill in Dorset, so that's what I went to try for as well. So there's a few around. So those of you that are listening have made the effort to get out, going up hills, hopefully you're still in your car. I did hear someone who was saying he was going to go in a tent on a hill. I hope he's changed his mind. It wasn't in this neck of the woods. There was one on the Facebook group, and quite a few people said, no, just don't do it in a tent, certainly. So, glad to hear you're still on, Graham. I'll just see if anyone else wishes to call in. We're doing the 145 alive event. So this is my turn. My name is Chris. I'm Mike 7 Tango Papa Echo. So, just see if anybody else wishes to join the 145 alive net. Nothing heard by Mike 7 Tango Papa Echo. Graham, did you copy anything at all there? Your 2 Echo 0 JLF?
2 Echo JLF. No, nothing heard here either, Chris. Over to you, M7TPE.
Yeah, part of that, Graham, so all quiet at the moment. The other one we did have on was Nick, G1 Papa Hotel November, in a motorhome on Clee Hill. Rocking around, so I don't know if you're sure about Mick. Mick's probably listening to a few other of the stations. And the other one was Graham in Cheltenham, G3 MKS. So that's Derek's about. I was copying him about a 5 and 8. So G3 MKS, if you're still on the frequency. No, all gone. And the other one was Brian, wasn't it? G4CIB. Who I've spoken to before. I think he's given me some point on a contest. Is Brian still about? No, it's all quiet, so no one else who's just a moment. It's just us two, Graham, on the frequency. So this is the 145 alive event on 145.425. If anybody else wishes to join the nest, please call in. 4 November Kilo Tango. Thank you very much indeed. I should have looked and see what the report was, shouldn't I? So I will do in a moment. The name here is Chris, and my location is on India Oscar 81 Papa Victor. So if you could come back to your first name, please. I'm just helping out by running this net whilst the main operator is just having a comfort break. And I know he'll write your first name and locator, please. So Golf 4 November Kilo Tango, please come back. NKT, M7CCS. Thanks very much, Dave. Got your locator there, India Oscar 81 Romeo Lima. Thanks very much indeed. You're 5 and 7, 5 and 7. You've given me a 5 and 6. That's lovely. I'm just helping out the other operator who's actually running the net. Now, he's also called Chris. It's a very, very common name. He's a Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. He's just having a comfort break. Hopefully he'll be coming back very soon, and then I can pass a few of these details on to him. But he's the one that's made the effort, although I think he's also in his own studios, as indeed am I. It's the other brave people who have actually got outside in this weather. So Dave, thank you very much indeed for making the effort of coming on. Appreciate that. I don't know whether you're going to listen around to some others or wait or not. If you have, I'm going to pop around and say hi to some of the other nets. That would be great, and you can get on a few more rods. But Dave, really appreciate it. So back to you in case you want to pass any other message. G4MKT, this is M7CCS.
Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, back from the comfort break. And I've got to say thank you very much to the other Chris at M7TPE. Hopefully I'm not stepping on anyone. He might still be in QSO because I couldn't hear the other station that he actually did bring in. But I'm sure he will tell me what the call sign is. M7CCS. Thanks very much, Dave. You go off and get some dinner. I won't get dinner time, make it. But yeah, it's not a concert, it's just activity, and there's loads going on. Really appreciate you coming on. I'm glad you've heard about it. Right, I'm just going to see now whether Chris M7CCS is back from his comfort break, just a thought. So are you there, Chris? Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, yep, I am back from that comfort break, and thank you very much for taking control there. I did hear that you may have been talking to a few stations there. I did try and bring it back, but yeah, I couldn't hear the other stations, unfortunately. But of course, I did. The audio has been picked up of you talking back to the stations because your audio's there, so that's all good. So yeah, if you, I think you might have got about 2 stations in. I think I earwigged. So I'll go back over to you there, Chris. M7 TPE from Mike 7 Charlie Sierra.
Yeah, M7 TPE, M7CCS. Yeah, I just give you the last details. I just had the Golf 4 November Kilo Tango. That's Golf 4 November Kilo Tango. He gave me a 5 and 6. I gave him a 5 and 7. He's called Dave. Bristol, India Oscar 81 Romeo Lima. That's India Oscar 81 Romeo Lima. And I think already you had the other operator, which I think you'd already got, Golf 4 Charlie India Bravo. That's the G4 Charlie India Bravo. That was Brian on the just across the border. So I think you'd already got him, because I think you must have got his locator. I'll pass it back to you then, M7CCS, M7TPE.
Yeah, thanks very much there, Chris. And yep, I did to get G4 NKT. Well, I didn't, but you did, NKT. And of course, yeah, near Bristol, his name was Dave. So I'll just put that into the log. And he was at IO. Keeps coming up and saying it can't find it on QRZ for some reason. I've probably not signed it in, but it's a new logger. But IO81 Romeo Lima. So of course, yeah, I've now got Dave in the log there. And you gave him 5 and 7 reports, so I'll just change that. So that's all done. So I've managed to put him in the log there on the 145 log for 145.425. So thanks very much there, Chris. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call from Shirlington now, IO81 Whiskey Uniform. Would anybody else like to be logged in the 145 Alive net?
Golf 3 Tango Kilo Fox.
Golf 3 Tango Kilo Fox. I believe that was personal. This side is Chris.
Yeah, hello Chris. Name here is Robin, R-O-B-I-N, and I'm just outside of the city of Bath. Not quite sure where you are, just tuning around the band and aware that there's a lot of stations on celebrating the 145 Alive, which I know nothing about. I must look it up in a minute. Anyway, name is Robin, locator is Italy Oscar 81 Radio Italy, and you're 5 and 9 plus. Back to you, Chris, from Golf 3 Tango Kilo Fox.
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Yeah, well, nice to get you from Bath. So, of course, yeah, I'm coming from Shirlington in Cheltenham. So, of course, yeah, just using my X50 antenna on the house, FTM 200 and 25 watts there. And I'm getting you at 5 and 7. Not a problem at all. So, yeah, that's all good. So I will put it back over to you there, Robin. And yeah, if you could confirm the locator again, because I may have put it down wrong.
Okay, Chris, from G3TKF. Yeah, the locator is Italy Oscar 81 Radio Italy. And I'm a few miles outside of the city of Bath. Running about 50 or 60 watts to an IC 7100 and a quarter wave vertical, but fairly high. It's about 580 feet above sea level, so a fairly well sighted location at the moment, Chris. One whole thing, so we're just tuning across the band. I was very aware of how many stations there appear to be on. So there's obviously a lot of activity going on, and I'll leave you to it anyway. I think you've got quite a few other stations on in the net, but you're a very good signal at the moment, Chris. M7 Charlie Sierra and the group G3 Tango Kilo Fox.
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Thanks very much there, Robin. And yeah, good to get you there from Bath. So yeah, it's quite a distance. So, yeah, I'm doing quite well. Is there anybody else on the side of 145.425 for the 145 Alive event from IO81 Whiskey Uniform, Mike 7, Charlie Charlie Sierra? Go ahead with your call sign, name and location. Okay, nothing heard. So what I'll do is I will just go round my list that I've got. So yeah, we've got to say thank you again to Chris M7TPE for picking up the stations and bringing Golf 3 Tango Kilo Foxtrot in as well. So we'll go round to you, and yeah, we'll see who we've still got on the side of 145.425. So over to you there, Chris. Okay, I'll give that call again. M7TPE. Chris, are you still on the side there? Okay, nothing heard from Chris, but he may have gone off for a comfort break, but we can always call him again. So we will try 2E0JLF Graham.
2E0JLF, I'm still listening on the stand, Chris. M7CCS, over.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Charlie Sierra, thanks very much there, Graham. And of course, yeah, when there's no contacts, go back round the contacts and of course keep the activity going there. So of course, yeah, I had my comfort break there. Of course, Chris ran things there. Don't know whether you've heard any stations that I may not have heard, but it's also good. Yeah, if I didn't hear them, of course, yeah, if someone else did hear them, they can still get into the log there. So back over to you there, Graham. 2E0JLF from Mike 7, Charlie Charlie Sierra.
Yes, Chris, I could hear quite clearly the contact, the G4 in Bristol. I did momentarily go over to the Yagi, which I've got pointed in that direction, and the signal come up sort of 5 and 9. As I told you earlier, I'm just using an X50 at 5 meters, but I've also got a 7-element Yagi pointing sort of basically southwest-ish. Over to you.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Charlie Sierra. Yeah, it'd be good to have a Yagi and a rotator and centre in on signals. That would be good. But yeah, I've just got the collinear, which yeah, you've got your losses there because of course it receives 360. But yeah, you got the little bit of gain. But of course, yeah, I don't need all that much. Of course, I was thinking about it when I was putting the antenna up. Did I go for an X300? And then there wasn't a lot in it, and then I was like, well, if I've got extra gain, there's not a chance I'm going to get back to the stations that I do here. But of course, yeah, pretty impressed with the Bath station, so that's all good. But of course, I can hear a couple of repeaters in Birmingham as well, so I have got a bit of a good takeoff. So we will go back, yeah, back round to you there, Graham, 2E0JLF.
M7CCS, CCS, 2E0JLF. I'd like to contact you actually because I don't know if I'd mentioned to you earlier that I've got a Yaesu FTM 300, and I haven't actually used the fusion of the Wires X yet, and I know that you're an operator on there, and I perhaps value your information and perhaps contact you sort of directly, either by email or such, if that's okay with you. Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Charlie Sierra. Yeah, not a problem. Of course, yeah, if you look on QRZ, the email on there is good. So that will drop into my inbox. So it's all good. So how you get the contact there, Graham, and of course, it is quite simple. But of course, I operate a gateway here, but it seems to take off one way better than the other, and it's a UHF gateway, M7CCS. But of course, I can get to the Malvern Hills as well. So my Saturday night net, I tend to run it going 30 miles using the same antenna I'm using now for this event. It's all good there, Graham. And of course, it's what the hobby is about, isn't it? It's if you can help someone along with something, it's what we do. Back over to you there, Graham.
2E0 JLF to M7CCS. Yeah, I've actually heard you some of your nights on the Saturdays. So obviously it's the takeoff presumably from Sherdington is to Malvern, but I'm sort of 90 degrees to that, I should think, or roughly. So as I say, I do get the signal quite clearly. Over to you.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, I can talk pretty much simplex to James 2E0WU. Of course, we're not going to get him in the log today because he's still in Spain. He was on the Ragtube last night using basically wires X through the laptop in direct mode, no RF involved. So he comes into the Ragtube net that way using his laptop in Spain. But when we were testing my gateway and him trying to get in, he wasn't quite making it, and I actually turned the gateway off at one point and actually spoke to him simplex to actually command him how to use the gateways and how to use wires X as well. So of course, I taught James what he knows as well. Back over to you there, Graham.
Yeah, I'd appreciate the help. 2E0 JLF replying to you, Chris, M7CCS. Yeah, appreciate the help. A little bit older than you, I would imagine, I can guess. So it doesn't always come that clear. Anyway, I'm going to leave you in peace now, relative peace, to actually try and get some more contacts. But I'll still be listening on the side, and I'll go QRT. 7 3s.
Yeah, not a problem there, Graham. And 7-3 to you there. Drop me a little email and what you kind of want to know, and I'll do my best to guide you correctly. I can answer one question straight away. If you've got a cable called an SCU20 and you're running Windows 11, you need a new cable, or you need to get a dedicated PC, roll it back to Windows 10. My gateway is a dedicated PC on Windows 10 because, of course, I'm a bit of a skinflint when it comes to this hobby, but you can't be a skinflint with everything. But, of course, when it comes to that, I'm not going to spend £70 on a cable just because my PC is updated to Windows 11 there. It's all good there, Graham. So we'll see if we have got Mick still on the side. Golf 1, Papa Hotel November. Okay, nothing heard there. So we go round to Derek. Golf 3, November, Kilo Sierra. Okay, I didn't hear Derek either. We will go round to Brian, G4 CIB.
From G4 CIB, I'm listening from a distance. I've been aware of some QSOs burgling away, but there we are, listening from a distance, from G4 CIB.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, thanks very much there, Brian. And of course, while I'm waiting to call for check-ins there, it's good to try and keep some activity on the band there. Just call, find out who I have got there, and I can put little X's to the people I haven't got there. And I know I can pretty much try and call round and we can try and keep it a net kind of thing. We'll see if Dave is there. Golf 4 NKT. Okay, Golf 4 NKT. I just realised that he might hear me, I wasn't hearing him when Chris was talking to him. But I did hear Robin in Bath, so we'll see if Robin's still there. Golf 3 Tango Kilo Foxtrot. Okay, nothing heard there. So, everyone seems to go off scanning the frequencies, checking into each net. We'll see if we've got anyone else on 145.425 that I can hear. If you'd like to be a part of the 145 Alive net from IO81 Whiskey Uniform, Sherdington, Cheltenham, go ahead with your call sign, name and location. Okay, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my squelch down. I'm going to basically have another little break. It's now 12:52. So, I will return around 1300 hours. I will put that onto the live stream in message form. I will return for check-ins at 1300 hours. So I will be on this frequency at 145.425 at 1300 hours. I will be going on until 1500 hours this afternoon, but I'm going to take a break and then let people check into a few other nets, and then of course I'll come back. People will be scanning around again, and we may come across those stations again. So I will give the call-ins, and I'll check in with Chris, and I will check in with Graham and Brian when I do come back. What I'll do, I'll give myself a little bit more time. So I will be back at 13:15. So that's when I'll be back on the air. The live stream will stay live, but I will be back here at 13:15. So 7-3 all on the frequency, and of course I'll be calling for check-ins again at 13:15. 7-3 for now. Mike 7, Charlie Sierra for the 145 Alive event.
7-3 Chris, catch up with you later. I'm just going to take a lunch break.
Yep, 7-3 there, not a problem, and catch you later down the log. Charlie Sierra back on 145.425 for the 145 Alive net. What I'm going to do, I'm going to see if anybody is listening and would like to check into the 145 Alive net. This is Mike 7, Charlie Sierra from Sherdington, IO81 Whiskey uniform. If you'd like to be a part of the 145 Alive event, go ahead with your call sign, name and locator. Okay, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, I'll turn the squelch off for the live stream there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go back through my list of people that were there before I went off for my break there. So we'll see if Chris M7 TPE is there. M7 TPE, Chris, are you there? Okay, nothing heard from Chris there. We'll try for Graham, 2E0JLF.
2E0JLF still here, Chris. I'm monitoring. Keep up the good work. Take care.
Yeah, thanks very much there, Graham. 2E0JLF. And of course, yeah, trying to get the stations in there. We've even got a live stream going. It's actually got my antenna now in a video on there as well, which actually shows what my antenna is doing. It is waving around, but I'm looking at the other antenna. You can see it, the TV antenna. You see the deflector moving. You look at my antenna; it's quite rigid. So it's all good there for a white stick. So we'll see if Brian's still there. G4 CIB. Okay, nothing heard from Brian there as yet. So what I'll do is I will call for any check-ins for the 145 Alive event on 145.425. Net controller Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Mike 7, Charlie Sierra calling for contacts for the 145 Alive event on 145.425. CQ, any stations there for the 145 Alive event? Mike 7, Charlie Sierra calling CQ on 145.425 for 145 Alive. Mike 7, Charlie Sierra calling CQ on 145.425 Alive. Mike 7, Charlie Sierra calling CQ for 145 Alive on 145.425 in Sherdington, Cheltenham. Mike 7, Charlie Sierra calling CQ for any contacts for the 145 Alive event.
Golf 3 Yankee Echo Delta G3 YED.
G3 YED, yep, thanks very much there. If I can just get your name and your location.
Yeah, the name here is Richard, and I'm in Stratford-upon-Avon, and you're not very strong with me, about 5 and 6, G3 YED, over.
Yep, Stratford-upon-Avon, you are. I'm in Sherdington, Cheltenham. So of course, yep, we're making the contact there. You're about a 5 and 3 with me as well. So we are making the trip there, Richard. Back over to you there.
Yeah, Roger, Roger. I think you said you're in Cheltenham, didn't catch the name, but you're not a bad signal here, but it's the first time I've been on during one of these events, so just looking around and seeing which different nets I can manage to get into. What's the name there, G3YED?
Yeah, okay, all noted there, Richard, and yeah, the name here, personal, is Chris, so that's the personal, Charlie Hotel Romeo India Sierra, and yeah, I'm just running the event now on 145.425 from my QTH there, so of course it's good to make your acquaintance there, Richard, and of course, yeah, nice to know where I can be heard. It helps me as well, volunteering to do the event as a net controller. Also, yeah, you get to see where your signals go into as well. And even in these windy conditions. So, back over to you there, Richard, from Mike 7, Charlie Sierra.
Yeah, Roger, Roger, Chris, everything okay? And nice to meet you this afternoon. I've just got a little J-Pearl antenna up in the roof space, actually. I was going to put it up a bit higher outside, but with the weather being as bad as it is, it's just in the roof space at the moment, so probably not getting out all that well, but it's interesting anyway to see what's going on. I've never really participated in one of these events before. Okay, I'm going to sign with you, Chris, and take a look around, see if I can get into one or two of the other nets, see where I can get the signal out to. Nice to meet you. 7-3 for now from G3YED.
Yep, 7-3 there, Richard, and thank you very much for coming on there. And of course, yeah, with a little bit of activity, some people sometimes take note and they sit on the side there. So, is there anybody, I'd say 7-3 to Richard there, and is there anybody else on the side of 145.425 for 145 alive? Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, calling CQ 145.425 for 145 alive. Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, Sherdington, Cheltenham, calling for contacts on 145.425 for 145 alive.
Charlie Sierra. This is Golf 3 Victor India Victor, over.
Yep, the Golf 3 Victor station. Yeah, you're quite in the distance with me, but yeah, if you can go again with the rest of the call sign and the name, that's Golf 3 Victor.
Yeah, this is Golf 3 Victor India Victor. First name's Andy, and I'm in the Colford area, Forest Dean, over.
Yep, okay there, Andy, in Colford, Forest Dean there, and yeah, that's, well, it's quite weak with me, but yeah, it's good to hear a station from over there. I've got a fellow ham friend in Minsterworth City, we call him, but of course, yeah, he's pretty strong with me, but yeah, to Colford, that is still a distance from here. So yeah, hopefully I've got everything right, which is Golf 3 Victor India Victor Andy in Colford. Personal this side is Chris. Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Back to you there.
Yeah, nice to talk to you, Chris. Yeah, you have to everything right. I'm only pushing out about 30 watts, 25, 30 watts at the most, and my antenna is quite low down at the moment because of the wind, so I'm still getting out, obviously getting over towards you in Cheltenham area, so it's not bad. Over.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, you're still getting 8, and you're about a 5 and 2 with me. So that's the signal report you got with me. It'd be interesting to know how I'm beaming across to you. I'm only using 25 watts, but I'm using an X50. And it's up over 30 foot of the house height. Yeah, it should be working all good there, Andy. Back over to you there for a report on what my signal's like there.
Yes, Mike 7, your signal is very audible and readable, no problem. Your signal is fluctuating about a 3 to 4, maybe. Down up and down on the scale it's going, but your audio is excellent. Over.
Right. 2E0 JLF.
Yeah, go ahead there, Graham.
G3 BIB. Good afternoon, Andy. It's Graham. 2E0 JLF.
Hello, Graham. How are you doing? All right?
I'm doing fine. Just to let you know, we're both members of the Thornbury Radio Club. M7CCS. This is 2E0 JLF. Over.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, I received a little bit of fluctuation in signal there from you there, Graham. But yeah, it's good for you people to meet. That's a good thing about this event, isn't it? There was, well, I sometimes will call them a troll, on the old Facebook on one of the posts, and they said, oh, there's no point in all this activity just for one day. And my reaction to that is, the stations that I'm reaching and the stations that I'm hearing, I'm getting a good analysis of where my antenna can get, but also can make friends as well with those stations. And of course, yeah, when you hear them come across them, you start to recognise after a while, and especially when you got it written down on your log as well. Yeah, that's all good there. So I will go back to Andy in Colford, Golf 3 VIV.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike 7 CCS, over.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, thanks very much there. And of course, yeah, there you go. Got a bit of activity there. So, right. Do you want to hang around and we'll have a little round table with everybody that is in my list that's audioable? Or would you like to move on or see whatever nets you can get into? Back over to you there, Andy, over in Colford.
Yeah, roger with that. No, I will remain on this channel. You can call me. If I don't reply, I may be in a different room or doing something else, but I will monitor it for a little while. Over.
Yep, okay there. Thanks very much there, Andy. Is there anybody else on the side of 145.425 that would like to check into the 145 AliveNet, hosted from Shirlington, Cheltenham, by Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, Charlie Hotel, Romeo, India, Sierra? Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, called in for contacts for the 145 Alive event on 145.425 from Shirlington, Cheltenham. Looking for contacts to join in, see if we can't get a little bit of a round table going. So if you'd like to check in, go ahead with your call sign, name and location for the 145 145.425, 145 Alive event.
Golf 4 Lima Echo November is checking in with a broken aerial. In Kingsway, Quakeshley, it's still blowing a storm around these parts. Nice to hear you on. What else do you need? Not sure. Pass it back to you. M7CCS. Oh, the name's Alan. Alpha Lima Alpha November. This is Golf 4 Lima Echo November.
Yep, hopefully I got that right. That's Alan, and hopefully the call sign Golf 4 LEN. You are a 5'9". Well, yeah, you're definitely a 5'9" signal with me. There's a little bit of fluctuation, but weather included. You're beaming to me over here in Cheltenham from Kingsway, Quedgeley. Back over to you there, Alan.
Yeah, nice to hear you. You popped in on the end of the net Wednesday night for the Gloucester Amateur Radio Society, so I made a note and I said I will pop in and just make my presence known. Yeah, sadly the storms the other night brought down the beam, and my Diamond X510, I'm on a temporary lash up at the moment, which I can't do much about. Unfortunately, the fiberglass support between the rotator, the beam and the X510 decided to give way. 38mm fiberglass and just didn't hold it. So I got up in the morning and everything was dangling by its cables just above roof height. Bent up the beam pretty bad. The X510 survived, but obviously I've got no means of getting them back up at the moment. So at the moment the wind is absolutely horrendous here, and it's raining. Anyway, come out in the shack for a few minutes, put the heater on. Not sure who else is on. What jogged me memory, I was listening to Callum on YouTube, and he's running something from his QTH. I'm going, oh yeah, it's on. I'll go and check in. So there you go. I haven't got your name, but you got all the other information correct. I didn't get your name when you checked in on Wednesday, so if you could give me that, and I'll make a note of it in the log. M7 Charlie Sierra from Golf 4 Lima Echo November.
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Well, personal this side is Chris Charlie Hotel Romeo India Sierra. You've got that now, Alan. Of course, I check into the end some of these nets, and I basically was testing my signal and stuff, wasn't I, to see where I could get, and of course, spoke away there, and I was actually testing out the audio for the live stream as well at the same time. So I'm actually currently live streaming on YouTube under my call sign, and of course, it's under the live tab, and of course, everyone, as the log gets filled there. You can see the activity of my radio via the webcam. You can see my antenna waving around in the wind. That is just a video on loop. And of course the frequency that we're on there, and the audio all going out. So I did have to build an interesting circuit for the event to be able to do that, but it also gave me a backup for my Wales Ragtube as well, because instead of actually having a Quashkang in place, which is picking up my audio transmission when I'm TXing, I could actually have a DMR radio there as well for my audio for my Wales Ragtube net as well. Back over to you there, Alan, from Mike 7 Charlie Sierra.
Yeah, roger that. All interesting stuff. I enjoy the actual, the construction and making little circuits and bits and pieces for the amateur radio. and various other things, such as the greenhouse, etc., etc. So hopefully, if this is being streamed live, I'll be able to go and check it later and see what my audio's like. So sadly we're on somewhat reduced capabilities at the moment. Absolutely gutted. The fact that the beam and the X510 were virtually brand new. They'd only been up about a week and a half. Oh gosh. As I say, it's mangled the beam pretty bad. Broken element trying to straighten it. But it'll take a splint, so I'm not overly worried. But yeah, totally gutted about that. As I say, to have it up and yeah, a week and a half, and to find it all mangled up. Anyway, what I've done in the meantime is ordered a new stub shaft between the rotator, the beam, and the collinear of thick wall aluminium, 38mm. Yeah, the fiberglass was 38mm. I thought that was going to hold it. It looked great. Even a little bit of wind was coping very nicely. But as I say, whatever hit. And yesterday was quite calm. Today is very, very stormy again. A lot of rain, a lot of wind, and heavy gusts. It's twisted around my HF wires. They've got a little bit mangled, which didn't happen on the first night when the beams came down. So, oh well. That's no big issue. The wind will either straighten it or I will. Yeah, the HF antenna is a fan dipole. It's all HF bands except for 160. Unfortunately, the garden's not that big. In fact, it doesn't even fit the 40-metre half wave. So that droops down vertically either end, and a couple of loading coils get me onto 80. And that's the station. The rig is a Yaesu FT991A, all Vandal mode, right up to 77s, and but currently producing about 50 watts into a collinear, which is not the X510, but it's the one that was up before. It's its predecessor, which is only up at about sort of 15 feet, maybe 18 feet to the top of it. But yeah, glad it's working. Back to you then, Chris. M7CCS, and wonder if there's any more stations wanting to join. From G4LEN.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, I've got a few in the log. A couple of them are still earwigging. A lot of people tend to go off and scan around as well. Yeah, there's all that to take into consideration. Sorry to hear about the casualties with the antennas there as well. But yeah, for your broken antenna, there's a little bit of noise in the background, static-wise. I turned my YouTube up on the iPhone to actually try and hear your audio there, and obviously it's picking up any static from the back. There is an audio compressor, which obviously I've got my circuit, and then yeah, the PC's all doing the audio compressing in the streaming software before it goes out. So it does clean the audio up somewhat, but it makes it so it can be a bit stronger than what it actually is because of the audio compressor and a little bit of gain on there. But it's all good there, Alan. So what I'll do is I'll leave you there as listening at the moment, and of course I will try and call you back in. So I did actually call through a couple of stations earlier there, and we did have a couple. So I'll see if we can get any more new stations to join the list, and then I will go to my top of my list and yeah, it's interesting to see who's there when you call back again. So it's good there to speaking with you there, Alan, and I'm going to see if anybody else is on the side of 145.425 for 145 alive. If you are, go ahead with your call sign, name and location. Back through the list again, and I'm going to see basically what stations we still have there. So yeah, I did make a friend, Chris, who did actually call in a couple of stations for me and hold the fort for me when I took my first break. So M7 Tango Papa Echo, Chris, are you around? Okay, nothing heard that side. So what I'll do now is I will try for, well, Graham's, he said he's 7-3, so I don't think he will be about, but he will be earwigging somewhere. But I will try Brian, G4, CIB.
From G4 CID, yep, still tidying the shack, still listening from a distance.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, tidy the shack, listen from the distance, and of course, yeah, then we can get on radio there. But then you don't want to play radio because it's too tidy. Hi. So, right, we go to Stratford upon Avon. G3, YED, Richard. Okay, nothing heard. I have written a 7-3 next to him there. So, yeah, he was station searching. Right, I've got to look at my own writing here. So we'll try and go back to Colford. Golf 3, Victor, India, Victor. Andy.
Yeah, hello Chris, still here, still listening, and carrying on with me jobs, over.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, thanks there, Andy, and of course, yeah, trying to try and keep it going, try and keep a bit of audio, a couple of overs, and yeah, when people's scanner does kick in, or when they're aware, they may call in there, so that's all good. Yeah, if we're in mid-conversation and whatever, don't be afraid to call the break if you want to get in to the log. Yeah, we go back round to Alan. Never thought you'd come round so quick to you again. G4 LEN.
Yeah, roger that, Chris. G4 CIB I heard, and he's a regular sort of attendee to the Gloucester Amateur Radio Net. Good afternoon, Brian. I don't know whether you heard about the aerial woes and the storms and stuff, but yeah, we're on a lash up at the moment, so and the weather is horrible. So yeah, good afternoon, Brian. Back to you, Chris. M7 Charlie Sierra from G4LEN.
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Yeah, thanks very much there, Alan. And of course, yeah, it's always good when there's a friend on as well. What we do is we will call CQ, and we'll see if anybody is out there for the 145 Alive event that would like to be logged on this net, 145.425. So, if you would, go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
Mike 7 Echo Mike Hotel, Minsterworth.
M7 EMH. Hello there, City. Nice to get you there. I thought I recognised that call sign, but yeah, you sound a lot different on analog. But yeah, nice to hear you there, City. M7 EMH.
Yeah, Roger, all received there, mate. And yeah, sounds like you're doing quite well there. I just thought I'd pop in. I'm actually mobile, so I won't be long before I get back to the QTH. So unfortunately, this is going to be a quick one. But I just thought I'd pop in, say a hi to everybody that can hear me, and obviously hi to yourself. And as I said, it seems to be doing well. And yeah, we're using a little 200 in the car, and we're mobile, and we're not very far from home. So I'll pass it back to you and see if there is anybody else on the side, but now you got me in the logbook. So I'll say 7-3s. Good luck for the rest of the afternoon. I will be listening when I put the set on at home. Back to yourself there. Mike 7, Echo Mike Hotel, back to M7, Charlie Sierra.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Thanks very much there, City. And yeah, you're beaming into me there. Of course, yeah, you be using the mid setting, the same as I am. And of course, yeah, you're a bit higher up in that Range Rover. But of course, yeah, good to hear you there. And of course, yeah, maybe when you get to the home QTH, if the antenna ain't taking too much of a battering, send me a little message. It'll come up on my wrist. And yeah, be able to pass it over to you there, and you can give a call out, see what contacts you can get in there, and we'll get them logged in a relay. I've already done that with a station this morning over in Hereford. He managed to pull me one station in, so of course, yeah, via relay. So it worked out pretty well there. So thanks very much for calling in there, City. Is there anybody else on the side of the 145.425 for the 145 Alive net with Mike 7, Charlie Sierra from Sherdington, Cheltenham? Okay, nothing heard. So what I'll do, I'll literally just jump straight back to Alan. Golf 4 LEN, and yeah, you can give signal report mobile for City M7 EMH. He'll be out probably towards Minsterworth. He could be around Churchdown even, if he's mobile. So yeah, but that's my buddy that I said was in Minsterworth. I mentioned earlier on, and there he was mobile. So we'll go back to Alan. Golf 4 LEN.
Yeah, Golf 4 Lima Echo November returning. And Sooty, Mike 7 EMH, if you can hear me, you were 5 and 9 plus 60 when you called in. I thought myself, he's driving past my door. Good grief. Colossal signal, absolutely colossal. On regards to talking of signal reports, Chris, by the way, you're about just below 5 and 9. A tiny little bit of smooth noise on your signal, but that's all. So yeah, Sooty was absolutely solid, rock solid, plus 60, lit up all the LEDs on the S meter. So there you go. Back to you, Chris. M7CCS from G4LEN.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, our friend Sooty, he's a little bit like myself. He's an ex-DJ. He likes to light a lot of lights up. Hi. But yeah, he's got a good antenna on that Range Rover, and he is probably running at mid-power the same as me. So yeah, not sure where he actually is, but of course, yeah, should still be hearing us. So we'll put it round to M7 EMH mobile. Okay, nothing heard there from Sooty. So of course he's probably got the radio on scan, and yeah, it wasn't quite there on my hit, or he's found something else and he's listening to that. But he did say he would check in when he gets to the home QTH. So is there anyone else on the side that would like to join the 145.425 145 alive net. Okay, nothing heard. So, yeah, right, I'm going to go back through the list again. So, we'll see if we've got anybody who's got their ears on. We know we've got some people listening from a distance. We'll see who else has still got their ears on. So, M7 Tango Papa Echo, Chris, have you got your ears on?
You on there?
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra, yep, I've got you there, Chris. Same sort of signal quality as before. So, of course, yeah, it's interesting to go through the list, and then, of course, yeah, when we get round to someone, they can give some signal reports if they heard them or not. So, of course, yeah, the QTH for you is over towards Hereford. So, of course, yeah, it's good to get you there. So, we'll put it back over to you there, Chris. I called you a couple of times, you weren't there, so you've obviously been off and eaten or done something. Over to you there, Chris, from Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Okay, we could be getting a hit and miss signal there, but I definitely heard Chris before. So the next station I'll try and give a call, see if they've got their ears on, is Graham, 2E0 JLF.
2E0 JLF, yes, Chris, I am here, M7CCS. Couldn't hear Chris, the other Chris then, when he replied to you, over?
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. I did assume that I did hear him because I heard a weaker signal, which I knew he was to me, and he did say, he just said QRZ, so you might not have got it there. Back over to you there, Graham.
Yeah, it's he was sort of 5 and 7 previously, but it didn't even. I never heard anything to be honest. And I know it does vary, his signal, because I have spoken with him previously. Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Yeah, not a problem there. Just checking some audio levels there on the live stream. We've got Monty who is listening. I don't think we're going to get him simplex with the call sign 2W1TER, but I normally get him on the right chip. Yeah, I thought you might have heard him there, but of course, yeah, he just didn't seem to come back, so it could just be conditions there. But of course, yeah, sometimes it is there, sometimes it's not there. So what I'm going to do now, are you happy to stay around, or are you still listening at a distance, etc.? 2E0 JLF, Graham.
M7CCS 2E0 GLF. Yeah, I am listening at a distance, and I might not participate. I'm in contact with somebody in Bristol, and they can hear me, and they can hear Andy, G3 VIV, but I can't hear them at all, which is ironic because there was one a G4 that that in fact Chris received earlier. But I'll be on standby now. Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra, not a problem there, Graham, and of course, yeah, I've put an L next to your name on my written pad, so that I know that you're listening there, so we won't disturb you anymore. But yeah, it's always good to try and give a call, see who's got their ears on, and know that you're still getting out. But of course, yeah, conditions can just change, can't they? And of course, before the net, I actually started panicking a little bit, and this was we're coming up at 11, yeah, about 11:15. And a few stations having a chat away, and there was actually a net going ahead with someone called Ken controlling it, and I was thinking, was I actually going to get on, or was this net going to close, or whatever? But I couldn't hear Ken who was running it, but I I could hear some of the one participant from the net, but I couldn't hear any of the others. So it's funny how conditions can change like that sometimes. So we're going to see who's got their ears on. So we're going to see if Mick is still there. Golf 1, Papa Hotel, November.
Bravo India.
Okay, I just put my key down and I heard Bravo India.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. Just wanted a signal report. My name is Stuart and I'm located in the village of Kinver, near to Stourbridge. Wolverhampton to the north of me, 8-9 miles. Kidderminster to the south of me, 6 miles. And my call, Golf 0, Tango, Bravo, Italy.
Golf 0, Tango, Bravo, Italy, Stuart. Yeah, of course, yeah, you're coming through to me, and you are about a 5 and 2 signal to me, but you're fully audioable. There's quite a lot of noise, but you are fully audioable to me. Back over to you there, Stuart, and instead of looking down at the pad, writing down the information, I'll take a little bit more notice of the waterfall.
Yep, from Golf 0, Tango, Bravo, India. I think you mean that I was fully readable, not audible. I haven't got your call sign or indeed your location, but you're indicating with the preamp in 553, 53 into the village of Kinver.
Yep, well, yep, you're about the same to me, 5 and 3, into the village of Kimber. So I'm looking at the waterfall, and of course, yeah, you're coming in. If I actually had my squelch on, I'm pretty much sure I would still hear you there, Stuart, as well. So I'll try that one on the next one. But yeah, the call sign here is Mike 7, Charlie Charlie Sierra, and I am transmitting from IO81 Whiskey Uniform, which is the village of Sherdington in Cheltenham.
What was your name?
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Charlie Sierra. Yeah, personal is Chris. Charlie Hotel Romeo India Sierra.
Yeah, copy that. Your name is Chris. Okay, thank you for that. All the best. Leave you to it.
Yeah, thanks very much there, Stuart. Thanks for being a contact there. And of course, yeah, I could hear you under my squelch, so I turned my squelch back on and I could hear you, so it's all good. Nice, good signal there. So I'll bid you a 7-3. We'll see if anybody else is on the side that would like to check in to the 145 Alive Net on 145.425. Okay, nothing heard there. So right, we're gonna do an ears check again. So we did do Mick, and we didn't hear anything from Mick, but we did get the contact Stuart in for his signal report. So that's all good. So we'll see if Derek's got his ears on. Golf 3, November Kilo Sierra. Okay, nothing heard there. So we'll go back round to Brian. Golf 4, Charlie India Bravo. Okay, nothing heard from Brian, so we'll put across there. Can always call back in to reinstate. So we now go, we'll try for Richard in Stratford on Avon. He did give a 7-3, but we'll see if he's still got his ears round to us. Go for 3, Yankee Echo Delta. Okay, nothing heard there. So back to Colford. Go for 3, Victor India Victor.
Hello Chris, yeah, I'm still here, still monitoring. We didn't hear the guy, I think it was Stuart, I couldn't hear him, so that could be because I got my aerial dropped down to the 10 foot off the ground and monitored it. Real strong
Charlie Sierra. Yeah, understandable. It's just a phase of the antenna, isn't it, as well? Sometimes you don't hear everybody. But of course, yeah, it's all good there. But you know the stations are there because I'm not talking to myself. So it's all good there. So, right, we go back to Alan again. Golf 4, Lima Echo November, who's over in Kingsway, Quedgeley.
Yep, still here, Chris. And Graham 2E0JLF was 5 and 9 plus 40. So, yeah, nice signal from Graham there. The G3VID, I think it was stationed. I could detect there was something there, but I couldn't get the audio out of it. It definitely there was a noticeable signal below the noise, but I'll say unfortunately I couldn't recover any audio from that. So that's where we are at the moment. Back to you, Chris. M7 Charlie Sierra from G4LEN.
Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Well, yeah, it's pretty much we have got an hour to go, but of the actual event. But yeah, we've pulled a few stations in, so I'm just adding stations in on the live stream log as well. I find it easier to actually write them down rather than try and jump to the keyboard and try and do it. So I'm just logging Stuart in Stourbridge, Golf 0. TBI. So of course, yeah, I actually just wanted the name, and of course I'm talking, so I'm just logging him. And yeah, it was good to get the signal report on him as well. So yeah, it's one of them things though. An event like this, it is good for testing the antenna, isn't it, and finding out where you can get to. But of course, the one thing that's happened with the net is a lot of people tend to scan around, don't they, to get into as many nets as possible. But it's all good there. Back over to you there, Alan.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, Stuart I couldn't hear at all, unfortunately. And as I say, the other stations that you called, obviously you weren't getting either, so I'm not surprised I wasn't getting them. I mean, we normally have a good net on 145 on a Wednesday evening for the Gloucester Codnet 145 475 FM. So if there are any locals that kind of want to pop in, and about 7:30 is when we kick off, and we hold events, well, we hold nets practically every night of the week on different frequencies, which people can spot on the G4AYM.org.uk website. There are on the air activities virtually every night, and the club meets are displayed there. So, as I say, if there are any locals listening and people out there that are on YouTube and want to see what we're about, then yeah, feel free to pop in and say hello. Right, well, I shall try and hang on as long as I can, probably up to 3 o'clock, and then I'm expecting a call from San Francisco, which won't be on air. That will be on the landline, so to speak. So back to you, and we'll see what transpires. M7CCS from G4LEN.
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Thanks very much there. Thanks for hanging around there, Alan, as well. So yeah, of course, the whole idea of 145 Alive, I believe, is to actually, yeah, it's to create activity and it was generated from people saying there wasn't any activity around and things like that. But of course, yeah, the activity is varied, isn't it? That is around. So there is plenty of activity around this area. And of course, like I said, you've got the afternoon net, you've got the evening nets as well. There's the morning nets on the repeaters. So yeah, it's pretty much alive antenna-wise, isn't it? But there are some areas where it's not. But of course, yeah, I would have preferred an event really would be good, is to basically establish these people that we can get to, and establish some kind of mapping and run some kind of relay net where, people will call out for check-ins in their area a little bit further away, and then they'll relay them back to us, and then, because everyone can hear certain stations but not other stations, so yeah, that would be a good thing to try and organise. It would be a relay net, and of course, yeah, I thought that was the idea of the thing originally, that it could have been a relay net, and of course, yeah, you pretty much would be able to relay the QSO across country. But yeah, you have to put a Chinese whisper at one end, and yeah, the person that encodes it the furthest away, that emails what it actually is, we'll see what it comes out with at the other end. Hi. So what I'll do, I'll see if anybody else, we'll see if Sooty is back at the home QTH yet, or whether he's come back to the channel mobile. M7EMH, Sooty.
Yeah, Mike 7 Echo Mike Hotel, back in his home QTH, from IO81WU. Yeah, we got back in and just made sure the wife was settled and got her leg up in the air and all that sort of stuff, so she's quite happy now. And yeah, got the FTM 400 on with the what is it, I can't remember now, the white stick out there, 300, whatever it is, and using that. Yeah, thanks for the radio check from, I can't remember the call sign now, you will say it and I'll write it down so I can check it out, because yeah, if it was that good, I must have literally just driven past it pretty much. So there we are. Anyway, I'll pass it back to you, Chris. I'm not going to stop on too long, but I will be about for a little bit, but we'll just go back and forth and see what's going on. But I'm quite interested in it myself anyway, so pass it back to you. Mike 7 Charlie Sierra from Mike 7 Echo Mike Hotel.
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Yeah, not a problem there, Sooty. And of course, yeah, G4LEN Alan, and yeah, he's in Kingsway, Quedgley. So yeah, not quite sure where you were when you gave the over. Maybe you can tell us where you were when you gave that over.
Yeah, Roger, Mike 7 Echo, Mike Hotel back in. Yeah, G4LEN, yes. Where I was coming over the bridges, I would have had a straight line, literally from one side of the river to the other side of the river, on the high spot over, so it would have been a clear signal straight through to Quedgley. So yes, I would have been knocking on the door. Back to yourself there.
Yeah, Mike 7. Oh, well, you said back to yourself. So do you want to pick it up there, Alan?
I can pick it up there, and Sooty, you're still 60 over 9 from where you are now. Hope the signal's reciprocal with my temporary lash up. I don't know whether you heard, but I lost my beam and my Diamond X 510 in the winds a couple of nights ago, and we're working on a temporary lash up at the moment. But you're solid with me, Sooty. No problems at all. M7EMH from G4LEN.
Yeah, Mike 7 Echo, Mike Hotel returning. Yeah, nice to make your acquaintance there. And yeah, it's same this way because we are on actual top of a sort of what I call a pimple, where I'm actually living, I've got the antenna at fair height, and also the land drops away on all sides from where I am, so it's quite a good takeoff. It's good for 2 meters, 4 meters. We've made some good 6 meter contacts in the past, and of course obviously full HF, so yeah, it's not a bad spot. So what I'll do is I'll pass it back to Chris. Nice to meet your acquaintance, and yeah, and hope to hear from you again. I've got your call sign now, but I didn't quite catch the name because somebody was saying something in my ear hole, so I'll pass it back to Chris. Mike 7, Charlie Sierra from Mike 7, Echo Mike Hotel.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, and I'll say hi to M7IJP then, as well, and yeah, it's all good there. What we do, we'll see if anybody else would like to check in to the 145.425 Alive event. It is a mouthful for me to say that, because it's 145 Alive on 145.425. Yeah, if you'd like to check in, go ahead with your call sign, name and location. Okay, nothing heard there. Of course, yeah, sorry to the live stream viewers, you get that squelch, I get that squelch here as well. Unfortunately, but it's the only true way to know whether there's a station in under my squelch or not. What I will do, I'll try and go straight to the top of the list, and we will go to Chris, M7 Tango Papa Echo, yeah, we'll see if you can get through. And then, yeah, maybe when we get back down to City, he'll be able to give signal reports on everybody if he hasn't got anything in his ear. Hi. So, M7 Tango Papa Echo, Chris, are you still there in Hereford? Okay, nothing heard there. Yep, nothing heard from Chris there. It was strange how he was there, and then yeah, he just came back. We know that Graham 20JLF is just listening. Yeah, the others have gone there. Richard in Stratford upon Avon, he gave us 7-3. So we'll try and go back to Colford. I bet Sooty will hear this station stronger than I can, because he's a bit closer. Golf 3, Victor India Victor, Andy in Colford.
Yeah, hello Chris, I'm still here, still monitoring. Some of the contacts I can hear, some others I can't, so it's probably down to, like you said before, probably atmospheric, weather condition, and whereabouts you got an area over.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, well, it all depends where your antenna is. Yeah, sometimes just that little bit of height, but just moving it just a tiny little bit left or right in Wales is a nightmare. Because, yeah, you get antenna phasing. But yeah, I did learn a lot about knife edge refraction when I lived in Wales. So, yeah, sending my signal towards the mountain and trying to bounce off the top of it and over. Yeah, I did get some good results doing that. It's all good, and it's always good to be in an open space area normally when you're trying to run the net, but yeah, not all stations are always going to hear each other, unfortunately. I'll put it back over to you there, Andy, in Colford. You can give it another over if you like, or you can just pass it back over to you there, Andy.
Yeah, all good stuff, Chris. A lot of information to know. I've done some contacts down in Wales, but like you said, they can either hear you or they can't, so probably bouncing up the line. Anyway, nice talking to you, and I'll put it back to you. Ball 3 VID.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, yeah, maybe when I come back down to you, and yeah, it won't be long away. But yeah, when I come back down to you, of course, yeah, we'll we'll see. We'll find out what you're actually using there again. And of course, yeah. So sometimes, yeah, it can be down to the antenna gain. So of course, yeah. Well, I've only got an X50, but I've got 7.5 decibel gain. So yeah, whether it's all there or not, it doesn't matter. Don't know, but yeah, it does help me. And of course, I'm running with my squelch off at times as well, especially when I'm calling for check-ins to see if I can hear anything under the squelch. But you're breaking my squelch when you come back, so it's all good there, Andy. So we'll go back round to Alan again. Go 4 LEN.
Roger that, Chris. Excuse me. There we go. Clear some of the clag out. Yeah, it was interesting what you were saying about, you know, networking on 2 meters. And of course, when I sort of first got my license, the 2 meter repeaters were starting to make it onto the scene of amateur radio. I was living around London at the moment, and I could get the 4 London repeaters without any problems at all. And they were busy almost 24 hours a day, so it was exceptionally busy on 2 meters, but it was nearly all repeater based. Well, I mean, obviously things have changed over the years, and they've become a lot less prevalent, but they are still available, and I'm pleased to report, obviously, the Cheltenham repeater, the GC repeater is absolutely end stop with me. AA at Bristol, I get at least S8. WH in Swindon, I get at S6. YA in Cumberland, I get at S4. And what's the other one? There's one comes in pretty... Oh yes, Tenbury Wells, VM, comes in at S8. But most of the time, they're not used. And I'm kind of thinking that maybe there should be more of these events to get people on air and get people talking to each other, because, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's a great community. But the days of build it have kind of more or less passed us by. I'm one of the few old school that like to build gear, and everybody seems to be, you know, just buying gear these days to get on air. And obviously the requirements to get a full license have kind of dropped the Morse test, which I don't know. Maybe it's of use, maybe it's not. I've not really used it since I actually took it, but you know, it has come in handy on odd occasions, obviously, for deciphering what repeaters you're actually listening to. So there you go. That's my take on it. But I'm kind of old school. And some of the youngsters are not quite so keen on building and getting involved with how things work, you know, as long as they do work, sort of thing. Back to you, Chris, from G4LEN.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, it's all about knowing the times of when the activity's on and everything like that. So, you know, of course, I know that every morning, around about between 8 and 9 CG, that'll be chirping away with people en route and whatever. Similar, maybe about 5 p.m. as well. People en route to work and back. I think G4LVV, I think that comes to mind for some reason. But of course, yeah, it's been a while since I've joined in the morning on there. And then, of course, yeah, you've got the net in the afternoon. The Evesham boys, they do 375 after about 9 p.m. That's 145. But yeah, 375. So of course, yeah, I've met a couple of guys from that way. I met Andy 2W0 APD from there. He's currently holidaying in Spain. So of course, yeah, he's been looking for a way to get back to the UK, and of course, because he's got the Yaesu with the digital mode, he plugs it into the laptop, no RF involved in direct mode, and yeah, he talks in to WDRG. So of course, yeah, I'm a member of WDRG, founding member, and of course started with the Wales Ragtune Net. We do a few events through the year. So of course we do a SOS Radio Week, Railways on the air. Of course we always do Blackpool every year. We're going to be doing Hamfest this year as well. But yeah, it's something to be involved with, and of course I'm a founding member, and I've moved to England, but it's not about the geographical preference in a sense. If you've got members of something, and of course we struggle to get activity on digital sometimes, and other days it can just blow up. And it's the same with 2 meters, but it's all about having the it's a hobby, isn't it? And it's about having the time to sit down, to scan around, to be able to actually talk. And I find that I do a lot more listening 2 meters than actually talking. And of course, when I first came on here, started the net, I was all stuttery. I was, yeah, no confidence at all with it in a sense. But of course, yeah, I didn't know how it was going to go, and yeah, pretty much just told myself it goes how it goes. And of course, yeah, we've got the live stream there, we've got the evidence in a sense as well, and yeah, that's how it went. But I was quivering a little bit, because what they do on the 145 event, I've spoke for over 3 minutes, so I'll take a bit. Yeah, what they do on the 145 event page, and this is Mike 7 Charlie Sierra for ident. They actually they create a map, and of course, yeah, I'm on that map, and if you can get there and see that map, you'll see me on the map, and then there's not a lot around me, and then a lot of nets cancelled as well, so that actually made it a lot smaller around me as well. So yeah, I was worried, but then of course I had the faith in the local amateurs that may know that there's something going on, but if they hear anything, they get a little bit nosy and they would like to come in. So I'll put it back over to you there, Andy, in Colford. No, not Andy, Alan, Golf 4 LEN, and there's me getting confused. Yeah, my net normally only runs for about it's about an hour and 40 minutes at tops. Back over to you there.
Yeah, Roger, Chris. Yeah, G4LEN returning. It's up and down really. I mean, some nights on our club net, you know, there can be as little as sort of 4 people, and then other nights there can be sort of 14, 15. And I think the smaller nets are preferable really, because it comes round to you a lot quicker. And you can kind of discuss things that are still fresh in your mind. I do have the time to do it. I'm retired, I'm disabled, and I do have the time to actually do it, but I tend to do other things as well. It's not the prime mover in my life, should we say. Ex-musician and electrical mechanical engineer. And those two probably seem a bit, you know, far removed, but they're a lot closer than you would think. In terms of, you know, the technical side of things. So, yeah, played in lots of shows over the years, and various bands, some very well-known bands as well. But, I'm not going to go into that, and I'm not going to drop names. I don't need to. It's, you know, those days were good, but they're gone. You know, the disabilities have kind of stopped me dead in my tracks about 3 years ago, so, oh well, it is what it is. Life goes on, and I've come back to the amateur radio after leaving it alone for many years. As I say, I've been active now on amateur bands for probably about 4 or 5 years, maybe slightly longer. but I got my licence years ago, and I was very active, so a long while ago. But yeah, work and travelling around as a musician on tour coaches and things kind of stop you dead in your tracks for amateur radio. I do have the time to do it now, and occasionally I'll just come out and have a listen around. I like to use the whisper modes to see how the HF aerials are performing and what the propagation's like. But I find it all very interesting. It's just one of those sort of hobbies that you can, continue. I mean, some people in our group, they spend a lot of time just kind of doing, what do they call them? The sort of achievements awards and stuff like that. I mean, I just take it as it comes and just use it as a hobby. I'm not intended on being the best and getting the most contacts and so on and so forth. Digital modes are interesting. I use FT8 occasionally when conditions are nice, and I think I've got a Works All Country award. I'm not sure whether I have or whether I haven't. It's certainly well over 100. Yeah, it's a really interesting hobby to get involved in if you've got that sort of mind, that sort of interest, I guess. And there's always something new to learn, and that's one of the things I like probably the best, is that there is always something new to learn. So there we go. I'm going to have to break fairly soon because I'm expecting this phone call, so I don't want to miss it. So back to you, Chris. M7 Charlie Sierra from Golf 4 Lima Echo November.
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra returning. Well, of course, it's all good. It's good to actually talk. Of course, when you've been away from the hobby, then you come back, you find things that have changed. There's always a challenge, either a challenge or something new to learn in this hobby. That's all good. Of course, one of the first things me and Sooty did, who's on here as well. As soon as the licensing changed, that you could have your 25 watts and you could run a 5-watt gateway. Straight in for the NOVs. Sooty runs a Wires X gateway in Minster, where if I run one here, strangely enough, they are on Wales Digital Radio Group, but of course, we're both heavily involved with the Wales Digital Radio Group, me and Sooty. So of course, we do that. But of course, we don't. But that's the thing. It's a title called the Wales Digital Radio Group. And we do some digital nets. You've got digital FT8, we play a lot of radio, analog wise. We work the satellites when we're away, it is mostly antenna when we're away on an event. Other than the Wales Rag-Tune net, even that's antenna because that's got to go to a gateway. I try to use RF at most costs, so. Usually using this radio, so I'm quite comfortable with it when I'm doing the net. And of course, I go over to the Malvern Hills to transmit there, Alan. So and I can run the net pretty successfully. And of course, talking of nets, of course, the Rag-Tune last night. There was about 11 people on, and that was talking. There was more than that on because there was listeners. 11 people on. But I don't like a net where it's just called as many people as you can in and say, I'm brilliant. No, there's got to be some conversation about it. Of course, the way I thought of it is, let's turn this into a positive of doing this event. And it pretty is, you can make friends. You can talk to people that are out there that you don't know are normally out there. And of course, yeah, we know via the power of QRZ we can drop a line via email, via Gmail. So we'll put it round to City. He's at the home QTH now. Yeah, he says he keeps getting his ear bent. MH, round to you there, City.
Yeah, Mike 7 Echo, Mike Hotel returning, and yeah, we've got some radio signals here to give out. So we've got G4LEN Allen on 5 and 9 and plus, and a bit more. So very good signal there. Andy down in Colford, G3VIV, I'm getting a 4 and a 6. It's because, yeah, hence I said down in Colford. Unless you've got a straight line coming out, it's a bit awkward. And I think, if I remember rightly, there is a couple of hills in the way between us. So where your signal's creeping round to Chris in the right direction, coming to me, it's a little bit diminished. But very good audio. In the sense of it's understandable, but it's just a bit on the low side and the signal's a bit low. But he's certainly making a trip, which is excellent to hear. And yeah, very much to the mind of Alan with the repeaters around this area. I can get quite a lot of the repeaters around this area quite easily, down into Bristol, Bath, get down into South Wales, up into the Midlands, and yeah, we do quite well really with the 2 meters. And of course I've got the added function that I've got the 7100 with a beam that was made by a very good antenna manufacturer up in North Wales, and that's just that's just awesome, and there's no other word to say for it. If that ever breaks, I shall be crying, literally. It's a fantastic antenna, but other than that, not much else to report. Yeah, M7IJP's here with me, and she's been away for the weekend, and now unfortunately she's back home, so it's back to the earache and yeah, total chaos, and the animals misbehaving and playing one against the other. So yeah, back to normal. But it was a nice, peaceful weekend. Managed to get a lot of work done on my websites and stuff and bits and pieces. So yeah, and watched some really good horror films that she doesn't like watching. So yeah, quite an enjoyable weekend actually. Weather-wise, it's absolutely disgusting. I hate this weather. I'd rather have it really cold but quite bright and nice and dry. I don't mind that, but when it's dark and wet, windy, I hate it. But there we are. Okay then, so what we're going to do, I'll pass it back to you, Chris, and because if I remember rightly, Alan will be going shortly, so I'll pass it back to you so that we can quickly go round. M7 Charlie Sierra from Mike 7 Echo Mike Hotel.
Mike 7 Charlie Sierra, and there's me going to talk about people that yeah, Alan doesn't know. Yeah, if only we could get Neil's antenna set up sorted, but then we got Daryl, TTF. But yeah, if you can get across to South Wales, yeah, we could run a proper relay net. But yeah, I was mentioning that earlier on. A relay net would be good, and yeah, it's something for all people to get involved in, and it doesn't matter what clubs you're tied to or anything like that. But yeah, where I come from in South Wales, where I first got licensed, it was very political between each club and stuff, and yeah, I wasn't up for none of that. And yeah, pretty much we formed our own club in a sense, and that's how the WDRG started. And of course, yeah, that's been going 4 or 5 years now, I think. So what we're going to do, I'm going to have a look. I'm going to see if we can get Chris, M7TPE. We give him another call and see if we can get him. M7TPE, have you still got your ears on? Okay, nothing heard. Right, before I start going around the list though, what I'll have to do is I'm going to see if anyone else is on the side that would like to join in with the 145 Alive event net on 145.425 with Mike 7 Charlie Sierra from Sherdington, Cheltenham.
Golf 1, Whiskey Victor Kilo.
Golf 1, Whiskey Victor Kilo. Booming signal to me, but yeah, that one is 59 plus. Yeah, if you'd like to go ahead with your name and location as well, but you sound like you're in my back garden. Hi. Golf 1, Whiskey Victor Kilo.
Yeah, good afternoon, Chris. Name's Jeremy, Juliet Echo, Romeo Echo, Mike Yankee, and the locator, Italy Oscar 81, Whiskey Victor, Italy Oscar 81, Whiskey Victor, which in English is, well, southwest Cheltenham, which is possibly why I'm booming, Chris. Yeah, back to you.
Yeah, thanks very much there, Jeremy, and yeah, pretty much in my back garden. Yeah, nice booming signal there, and I'm hoping I'm good with you as well. Yeah, nice to make your acquaintance there, and of course, yeah, we're trying to drum up some activity for the 145 live event there. We've got a couple of participants are left. To go on to about 3 p.m. I've had a couple of breaks, but yeah, it's a case of taking the scent all the way through to the end and seeing what we can get. We'll put it round to you there, Jeremy. We'll find out what you've been up to there. And yeah, the person on this side is Charlie Hotel Romeo India Sierra. Of course, yeah, we've got another Chris on M7CCS, but he goes under Sooty. And Alan, G4LEN. So back over to you there, Jeremy.
Yeah, good afternoon, Chris. Golf 1 Whiskey Victor Kilo returning. Yes, yeah, what I'm doing at the moment is just going around the various 145 live stations. You're number 2 so far. Got one up in Dudley. Trying to do XXT and another one in a few minutes' time. Try and get 4 in the log. Yeah, operating out of southwest Cheltenham on an FT 2980. My normal 5 watts. I try not to go above 5 watts for anything. And yeah, if I was anything more than 5 watts, Chris, then I don't think I'll be in your back garden. I think I'll possibly be in the shack as well, wouldn't I? Mike 7 CCS, Chris from Golf 1 Whiskey Victor Kilo. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, yeah, any more than that, yeah, blow the finals on my rig, hi. But no, not quite that. But yeah, as I say, boom in, and I'm sure, yeah, if you do hang around and listen, of course, as we go with who's left in, of course, yeah, they'll be able to give their location and what signal report they're getting there for you as well. It's all good there, Jeremy. So I'm going to see if anyone else is on the side that would like to check in. If there is, go ahead with your call sign, name and location.
Mike 7 Tango Papa Echo, please.
Hello there, Mike 7 Tango Papa Echo. Hi there, Chris. I've called you a couple of times, but you're back with us. You've got your ears on. Over to you there.
Yes, I've got my ears on. You sound like someone else who used to do CB radio. Yes, it's Chris, Mike 7 Tango Papa Echo. Yeah, I got you right at the very beginning. I just thought I'd come on to make sure you're still doing all right. Your voice is sounding okay. I hope you had quite a few contacts. Just had a bit of bite to eat, and so I just come back on and have a listen round again. So hope the things are going back all right with you. Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Yeah, it's all good there, Chris. And of course, yeah, now we've got 3 Chris's on. Great. No, it's all good. But of course, yeah, thanks for earlier on holding the fort. I had a comfort break, pulling in a station that I wasn't able to talk to, but we've got him in the log. Contact to contact. It was relayed. So it's all good. Yeah, nice to know you're on. Of course, yeah, we have got G3VIV, Andy in Colford is still on. We've got G4LEN Allen in Kingsway, Quedgley is on. We've now got the other Chris, M7EMH Sooty in Minsterworth is on. Yeah, we've now, and we got Jeremy in Cheltenham. Yeah, it's all good there. we've got, what have we got in the log? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in total now, so that's 13 worked. And yeah, if I'd have looked at the top of my page, I'd already written 12. Yeah, so but there's 13 in total in the log. Yeah, it's all good there. I'll put it back to you there quickly, Chris. M7 Tango Papa Echo.
M7CCS, M7TP. Yeah, well, I'm glad it's working all right now for you, Chris. Good effort from you. Where I am, I'm about 10 miles south of Hereford. It is tanking it down. You can probably even hear the rain hitting the metal roof of the large workshop that I'm in. It's very, very noisy indeed. I could nearly do with putting the headphones on. I'm not going to hang on because there's a station on 400. He's Paul from a VW camper van in Devon, and I keep trying to get through to him. I can copy him really well, so I'm going to dive off and see if I can get through to him. I've managed to make contact with about 3 other nets, so conditions must be quite good. So I'm going to leave you to it at the moment. I might pop later on just to see how you're doing. Well, you haven't got long to go, have you, anyway? But thanks very much for letting me have a quick chat. I'll pass it back to you, then I'm going to see if I can get this contact with the guy in Devon. So M7CCS, this is M7TPE. Good luck, stick at it, 7.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, thanks very much there, and yeah, it's always good to come back there, Chris, and of course, yeah, it's you try and get that guy on 400, so that's all good. So what I will do now is, yeah, we're going to do the ears on, but no, we don't need to see if anyone's got their ears on. I pretty much know who's still with us, so we'll go round to Andy in Golford, Golf at 3, Victor, India, Victor.
Yeah, M7CCS, yeah, still here. Absolutely chucking it down with rain at the moment, blowing a gale. Pretty much copied all your contacts we've been talking to just recently. Nothing more really to say, so I'll pass it back to you.
2E0 JLF break.
2E0 JLF, Graham, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm standing by. I've been listening and listening to what's been going on. Yeah, it'd be interesting for Alan, who's approached me, and I've got a good signal. Be less than a mile away from him. If he's still about G4L again. My contact, my colleagues down in Bristol can't get you. Down in Thornbury and Bristol itself. They can't hear the controller, but they can hear me. So I don't know if you want to relay any other. Over.
Yeah, the signal's a little bit scratchy, but yeah, I can definitely relay the contact, Graham. If you go ahead with it in phonetics and with the name and location, Bristol, isn't it? Back over to you there, Graham.
I haven't made contact as such yet, but they're monitoring the 425. So the reason it's scratchy, I've got the Yagi, which is pointing 90 degrees or 180 degrees away from you. Over to you, Chris.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to, yeah, if you want to make contact or not, but yeah, if you can get them and see if they want to get into the log here, yeah, go ahead, and yeah, we should hear, because us that can hear you off the back of the beam will hear you.
M7CCS 2E0. I'll just go. Over.
Okay, I'll leave it free and see if you can make contact.
Good afternoon, Steve Morrison.
Mike, stay at 7, Charlie Sierra. I did hear a station there, but yeah, a little bit of QRM. Was unsure whether that was Graham trying to make contact there, or whether it was the station coming directly with a G4 call sign.
M7CCS, this is 2E0 JLF, over.
Yep, 2E0 JLF, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, receiving you.
Reception from Mike 7, Victor, Mike Tango. My name is Martin, and he is in Bristol. I'm not sure what his locator is, over.
Yeah, that's okay. The location Bristol is good enough for me. I've not got to go through it all. But yeah, the requirement was just the location. But Sooty M7EMH says he's got him. So of course, he says he can hear him. So that's all pretty good. So Sooty's in Minsterworth. So I'm guessing he's getting him a strong signal. Whereas I'm not really hearing anything at all. Hi. Other than your audio there off the back of your beam. I've got him in the log, M7VMT, Martin in Bristol. A relay contact. Back over to you there, Graham.
Perhaps it's because he's close to the Severn and it's coming up on a 4, the signal to Minsterworth.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra. Well, what I'll do, I'll chuck it straight round, so he should have his ears on. M7EMH, do you want to try and make contact with M7VMT, see if you can do it? His name's Martin.
Yeah, Mike 7 Echo, Mike Hotel, back in the group, and just for reference, Jeremy in Cheltenham's 5.9+, and Chris is 5 and 7, 2E0 JLF, Graham is 5 and 9+, and then M7 VMT, Martin, I'm getting on a 5 and an 8, so we'll give him a shout, see if he comes back. M7 VMT from Mike 7 Echo, Mike Hotel. QSL, yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I've got a feeling we have spoken before, but it was actually quite a long time ago, because I recognised the call sign. As soon as I heard the VMT, I thought, yes, I know that, and of course I brought it up on the screen, yes, I'm pretty sure we've had a brief chat when the weather conditions weren't very good, but so to speak, they're not very good today, but radio-wise it seems to be working quite well, so it's good to catch up with you again there, and I'm not going to hold it in, I'll just pass it back to you for a quick over, and then we'll pass it back to the chair. So M7 VMT from Mike 7 Echo Mike Hotel.
Okay, just left it there for the bows to be tied, hopefully. I've not heard Sooty come back. It could be a long over.
Yeah, Roger, all received there, Martin, or even though Chris came over the top of you, I still got most of it, and that'd be great, I'll agree with whatever the times are. Just send me a thing if you want it to confirm, because I haven't written the times down or anything, I've just got the call signs, but obviously I'll get a notification anyway, so that'd be great, and good to catch up with you, and I'm pretty sure we have had a chat, but it wasn't very good. I do remember it was pretty awful, and we struggled, we really did struggle, but today seems pretty good. I mean, normally I can get into Bristol myself, no problem at all, Thornbury and places like that, because as I think it was Graham said, I'm literally just off the River Severn on the Welsh side, and I've got a more or less clear signal all the way down, so I can get Bath and on down and way down south. So yeah, it's pretty good signals here. So it's good to make your acquaintance. Look forward to confirming that, and we'll pass it back to Chris. So cheers for that. 7-3s for now, and we'll pass it back to Chris. M7 Charlie Sierra from Mike 7 Echo Mike Hotel.
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Sorry that I went over the top of you, but of course, yeah, I had open squelch, and yeah, I couldn't hear anything, but it was a bit of a long over. But I got your message stop, but I'd already stopped. So yeah, it's all good there. Right, I've done Sooty, and we did jump to Sooty, and yeah, Graham wanted to bring in, so I'm trying to remember where we actually were in the log, but I can't actually remember, to be totally honest, after that. What we'll do is we will go to everyone that I know is in play. So we go to Golf 3 Victor India Victor. Maybe you heard the Bristol station as well in Colford. Round to you there, Andy. G3 Victor India Victor.
Yes, Chris. Yeah, I could hear Martin plain as anything with a good loud signal. Haven't heard anybody else. There's been a few bit of interference with one or two trying to get in and out. Whether you end up, I don't know. But yeah, other than that, all pretty good. So back to you.
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Yeah, thanks very much there, and yeah, it's good for everyone else to get their signal reports and know where they're going from. So yeah, we're going to go to Alan in Kingsway, G4 LEN.
Yeah, roger that, Chris. G4 LEM returning for a very brief final. I'm going to have to make tracks, but I wish everybody 73s that can hear me, and those that can't, perhaps it could be relayed. So we know Sooty can hear me, Graham JLF can hear me. Andy, I'm sorry, you're still in the noise. I can't pick you out. Didn't hear the Bristol station at all. Chris, M7 TPA, if you're still listening, you're getting me at 4, well, you're getting here at 4 and 3. So it was readable. So that's all the signal reports from here. I don't think I heard any of the others. Were either QRT or out of what I was able to pull out of the noise. So, you know, great event. Thanks very much for running it, Chris, and we appreciate your efforts. So I'm going to say 73s from Golf 4 Lima Echo November, and handing it back to Chris, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra.
And G4CIB still listening, but we'll be saying 7-3.
Yeah, okay there, Brian. Thanks very much. I got that message there saying 7-3. G4CIB, still listening. So, all good. So, right, we'll see where I'm going to. So, yeah, 7-3 to you there, Alan. Nice to make your acquaintance. And, of course, sure we'll hear each other again. And, of course, be able to have one-to-one QSOs, talk antennas, all other matters of things where everything all changes. So, we'll put it round to Sooty, M7 EMH, round to you there, Sooty. And, of course, what I'll do after is I'll call and see if we get anything final in the log after we've gone to Jeremy. And then we'll go round and we'll tie the bows up. So, round to you there, Sooty, M7 EMH.
Yeah, Mike 7 Echo Mike Hotel, back in the group, and yeah, I lost the conversation because I nipped into the kitchen to put the kettle on, yeah, he's just actually saying it's good to hear from everybody. Nice to know that everybody's out there. it's just a shame that sometimes it's so quiet during the day. I mean, it's unfortunate. I put the 7100 on the other day. And had a bit of a beam round, and there was stuff out there, but then I put the 400 on, which is on the vertical, and it was just really quiet, and it was on most of the day, and there was just the odd squeak here and there. Some of the repeaters were being used, but yeah, it's just unfortunately it's not used enough. But there we are. M7VMT Martin, I've put you into QRZ, sent you a notification, so be quite good to get that in there, because I have been doing some 2 meter stuff quite lately, especially the FT8 stuff. I did well the other day. I think it was 30 contacts in 3 hours, which is, considering we just had that solar flare, I didn't think it was too bad. When I say 3 hours, I mean loosely 3 hours, because I was popping in and out doing bits and pieces and trying to cook some lunch and make cups of tea and things, and do some tidying up in between. So yeah, I mean it was comfortable. But there we are. Okay then, Chris. I know it's getting towards that bewitching hour, so I'll stay around until it literally closes, but I'll pass it back to you to get round to the others. So Mike 7 Charlie Sierra from Mike 7 Echo Mike Hotel.
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Sierra. Yeah, it is starting to come to the tie-up, and of course, yeah, it's been good to be on the 2 meters there. So next we are going to go round to Jeremy G1WVK. Okay, Jeremy he's left me back garden. Hi. We'll try again. Golf 1 Victor, Golf 1 Whiskey Victor Kilo. Okay, nothing heard. So we'll see if there are any final stations that would like to get in the log before we go up and say 7-3 to anybody that is listening. I will call for ears for anybody that I've got in the log to see if we get a 7-3 from all. But I very much doubt it. So is there anybody else who would like to call in and be a contact on the 145 Alive net 145.425 from Cheltenham, Gloucester?
M7FDJ.
M7FDJ, I think it might have been.
Yeah, it's Mike 7 Foxtrot Delta Juliet Stroud here. Back to you.
Yeah, thanks very much there, M7FDJ Stroud. So yeah, we are Cheltenham, Sherdington, Cheltenham here. So of course, yeah, just doing the 145 Alive event. Just called for a check-in there before we go round and close everyone. I'm sure everyone will give you a signal report if they did hear you. And just waiting on a personal from you, that's all. Personal this side is Chris. Charlie Hotel Romeo India Sierra.
Yeah, M7FDJ returning personal this way is Paul Papa Alpha Uniform Lima. My Maidenhead and repeat locator, I should say here, is IO81WU QSL.
Yeah, thanks very much. Maidenhead locator here is IO81 Whiskey Uniform. So yeah, I've got that written down and I still questioned it. But yeah, it's all good there, Paul. Nice to get you in the log there, and of course, yeah, know that I can get to Stroud as well. So of course, yeah, I think I'm going to have to try and use this 2 meters a lot more. As a lot of people have said, it's about the long term. It's not all about one day, is it? And I'm sure I'll speak to a lot of the people that I've spoken to today. and of course, yeah, we'll do it again at some point, and we will cross each other's paths. And of course, yeah, we've all spoken to each other now, so if we give that call out on 2 meters as a chance, we will get a familiar voice coming back now. So I'll put it back round to you there, Paul, and then I'll see if anyone else is on the side before I do tie the bows.
Yeah, M7CCS returning. I didn't quite catch your call sign. Maybe it's my side. Could you come back with your call sign again, please?
Yep, the call sign this side is Mike 7 Charlie Charlie Sierra. That's Mike 7 Charlie Charlie Sierra. Back to you there, Paul.
Yeah, QSL. I'll leave it with you, and I'll sit on the side for a little while. If that's okay, back to you.
Yeah, that's fine. Of course, in a sense, the event has officially finished for login. So yeah, I got you in there just in time as well. So for the login. So yeah, I'm not sure how strict it is, but yeah, it's a 3 p.m. It went in dead on. So thanks very much there, Martin. But of course, I am going to be coming back down the list there to try and see who we have got on the side, and of course, who we'll be getting a 7-3 from. So thank you very much. So on that note, I'm going to go straight to the top of what was my list. M7 Tango Papa Echo. I'll put it round to you one last time there, Chris, and yeah, I'll bid you a 7-3.
M7CCS, M7TPE, you still there?
M7TPE, Mike 7 Charlie Charlie Sierra, still here. Was just calling you there to come in and give you last over and 7-3.
Oh, apologies for that. I was just congratulating someone else for running the net, but then I thought I'd come back and do the same to you. Just well done, great effort. It sounds like it's been a good success, some good numbers, and it's well done for making the effort and for volunteering. It's appreciated by everyone. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks very much there, Chris, and 7-3 to you there. And yeah, it's worth the effort that you get a few contacts. I actually thought that I was going to put a lot more breaks in than what I did, but it did pick up in the end. It took a while, but yeah, then it picked up. So all good. Thanks very much there, Chris. Hope to make your acquaintance again. So I know that Graham is still around, 2E0JLF. So is he around for a 7-3?
Yes, Chris. Just thank you very much for what you've done today in organising the net. Do appreciate the effort you've put in, and I hope you've got the right results. Just as a last M7 call, I think it's a good 5 and 9 in Hardwick. So just to give him that sort of report. Again, thank you very much, Chris, for your efforts today, and hope to speak to you or any of the other guys in the future. 7-3s.
Yeah, Mike 7 Charlie Charlie Sierra. Well, of course, yeah, that's what it's all about, and yeah, it's not about just a one-day thing, and yeah, let's all switch our radios off now. It's 3 o'clock, kind of thing. Although I'll be going, but yeah. You know, there's plenty of people around, and the proof is in the pudding when the logs go in, isn't it? There are people to talk to, and of course, yeah, sometimes it takes an event like this for people to get to know each other and be aware that people are there. So yeah, 7-3 to you there, Graham. So we'll see if Mick is hanging around or whether he's on another net. Golf 1, Papa Hotel November. Are you around there, Mick, for a 7-3 on 145.425? heard there. So we'll see if Derek is still around. Golf 3 in November Kilo Sierra. Okay, nothing heard. So we'll try for Brian. Golf 4 CIB. Okay. We already had a 7-3 out of Richard in Stratford and Avon, so I'm not sure whether he'd come back here, but you never know. Golf 3 YED, Richard. Okay, nothing heard. So we will go to Andy for his 7-3 in Colford. Golf 3, Victor, India, Victor.
Yeah, Chris, great stuff, well done, excellent organising all that, and nice to have spoken to. So hopefully we'll do it again sometime, and that's all from me now, so I wish you and everybody else 73.
Yeah, Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, yep, 73, and yeah, we do hope to make the acquaintance again. So 73 to you there in Colford, Andy. So we'll go round to Alan in Kingsway, Quedgley. Golf 4, LEN, round to you there, Alan. Okay, we'll try again for Alan. Golf 4, LEN, round to you for your 7-3. Okay, I think Alan's gone off, so it'll be round to City, M7EMH, round to you for your 7-3 there.
Yeah, Mike 7, Echo Mike Hotel, returning to the group, and thanks for running it, Chris. Done the same job, and got to say that I know I was late on parade, but yeah, to see everybody on, well, to listen to everybody on there was absolutely fabulous, and yeah, likewise, got to make the effort to get on 2 meters a bit more, not just doing digital, but get on the voice. And I've got no excuse, because I've got 2 FM radios that are capable of doing it. I've got one on a beam and one on a vertical, so technically I've got no excuse whatsoever, apart from her indoors, who keeps giving me jobs to do. But then I can always give the old salute, couldn't I, and say, no, not doing it, not playing today. She's pretty good though, to be fair. Okay then, so quick report for M7FDJ from Stroud, coming in at a really good 5 and 9, and I have heard you about before, so good to catch up. Okay then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 7 threes, and obviously I'll catch you in the meeting later on, Chris, and we'll have a chat about this and see what we can organise for next time, because as I said, I've got the 7100 on a beam. Might be interesting to do some relaying somehow and see how far we can get with my system, and then coming back to you via, you know, and see how it goes. Could be good. But as I said, great to hear everybody. Sorry I was late on parade. I would have been on earlier, but unfortunately I had to go and pick Limpy up, who's unfortunately had an operation on her foot, hence why I call her Limpy. So yeah, just give everybody a bit of a smile before we go. Yeah, the nickname is Sooty because there's so many Chris's about, and I'm the local resident nutter within the group, so yeah, I do everything wrong in the wrong time, in the wrong place, and guess what? I love it. It's great. So I'll pass it back to you, Chris. I'll say 7 threes to everybody. Take the very best of care. Hopefully nobody's draining at the moment. If not, get a rubber ring. And yeah, it's absolutely hammering down again here, right over the top of us by the sound of it. So I'll pass it back to you, Chris. I'll say 7 threes to you, and I'll say 7 threes to everybody else. Cheers for now. M7 Charlie Sierra from Mike 7 Echo Mike Hotel. Now go into standby.
Yeah, Mike Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, thanks very much there, City, and yeah, good to hear you on 2 meters as well. Yeah, I've heard you once before. I was testing using a handy, wasn't I? And I got to you. And then, yeah, there was with the antenna as well. Yeah, not with this antenna, though. It was a dipole in a tree when we tested that. All worked out all good. I'll give a call out and we'll see if Stuart in Stourbridge is still by and still hearing, and maybe he might want to come in and say 7-3 on 145.425 G0 TBI. Okay, I think I gave him a chance to run across the shack, trip over the cat, kick the dog, and get to the radio. Nothing heard. We'll try for Jeremy. Golf 1, Whiskey Victor Kilo for your 7-3. Okay, he's switched off. Yeah, we'll see a pause there. M7 FDJ in Stride. Round to you there, Paul, for your 7-3.
Yeah, M7 FDJ returning. Thanks for the QSO. Like the other young fella, I was a bit short there. Bit late. Totally forgot, to be honest. It wasn't until I left it on, and it was just humming away. I thought, I better show my face, so to speak. Yeah, thanks for the QSO. That's extremely nice. Contact all the way to Stroud, Robber way this way, on QRZ. I'll put you in there. If you can acknowledge that, all well and good. Nice to speak to you. 73s.
Yep, 73's all. Of course, yeah, hope to hear you all around again. So, yeah, it's time for me to go and end this live stream as well. Of course, yeah, 7-3 all, and we'll catch you all later down the log, hopefully. Might come across each other on digital. If anyone's got any questions, you know, my email is good on QRZ, and of course, yeah, I think I've already agreed to Graham for help on Wires X there as well, and of course, yeah, I don't bite, I'll help you out there. So 7-3, and this is Mike 7, Charlie Sierra, back to standby.
Yeah, Mike 7 Echo, Mike Hotel saying, well done, Chris, and yeah, sorry I was late on parade, as I said, but yeah, good job there, and we will have a chat about doing this relay next time, and see where it goes, but I'll say 7-3's got